What is happening, and welcome to the Real Outdoors. I have a real quick video for you today talking about my #1 hack to keep the skeeters, ticks, and chiggers away when you're camping in the outdoors. Before we get to that hack, please click that red subscribe button and don't forget to click the little bell too so you get notified when I'm coming out with new outdoor content for you. Let's start this video off with a little story. A few years ago, it was archery season in North Carolina, and I got a terrible case of chiggers from one of my deer stands. I did some research because I didn't want to use DEET because of the strong odor while I was out hunting. I found that you could use Picaridin, which is another bug repellent. You'll see it on cruise lines a lot. They use it to combat the Zika virus and mosquitoes and things like that. Once you spray it on your clothes or rub it on your skin and it dries, there's no scent. So that works really well against chiggers. I also worry a little bit about ticks, especially when I'm hunting or camping in Florida. And, you know, mosquitoes can be a pain, although I've used the Thermacell for that in the past. I finally found a little secret on something I've used before to combat ticks that also works on chiggers and mosquitoes, and that is Permethrin, or Permethrin, depending on how you pronounce it. This is the stuff your pest control guy will use to combat termites. That's what, if you get termites in your house, that's pretty much what they use to kill the termite mounds. It's also used on your dog. Those little drops you put on the back of its neck and down its back, that's usually some form of permethrin or permethrin mixed with something else. But the permethrin is what the main component is of those flea and tick repellents that you put on your dog. Now, this has been available for a long time under a brand. The only brand I'm really aware of is named Sawyer, and I'll put a picture here so you can see what that looks like. But it gets really expensive. Like, one bottle of Sawyer spray treats 3 or 4 pieces of clothes. If you're gonna treat everything you're taking out hunting with you or everything you're going camping with you, it's gonna get pretty expensive because it's like $8, $10, $12, $15 a bottle, depending on how big a bottle of Sawyers you get. And it doesn't treat a whole lot. I can't remember where, but somewhere I learned that you can buy concentrate from Amazon, and it looks like this. It's basically what farmers use to keep things off their cows, sheep, you know, their livestock. But it's a concentrate. You have to mix it down. You don't use what's in here. Crazy thing is, if you mix it down for the spray that you need for your hunting and camping clothes, you can get close to 360 32-ounce bottles out of this one bottle of concentrate that costs around $20 shipped. And I'll put the link to that down below in the description. I've had this for a couple years and I looked on it, I couldn't find an expiration date. It's still working for me. You can still smell it and see how effective the smell is, if nothing else. And I've used less than half of this concentrate. It's got a pamphlet on the back that'll show you all the mixed concentrates that you need for all different applications. And there's 2 different ways that I've used it. I first started using it by soaking all my clothes. I would just make a big tub of the permethrin, mix down to a spray bottle level, basically what you would treat your dog with, and then put all my clothes in there. It took a really long time for the clothes to dry out after that because you do have to let the permethrin dry. You don't want to put it on wet. It will irritate your skin. So you have to let it dry. The permethrin bonds to the clothing fabric and then lasts for 6 to 8 washes. So that whole drying process when I dunked my clothes just took a really long time. So I thought, well, I'll try doing the spray. So now I use an empty milk gallon or an empty water gallon container and mix it that way, because on here, you have this little measuring area, and you just fill it up to the ½ ounce mark, put that ½ ounce in a gallon, and then that's the right mix, and then I pour that gallon into spray bottles, and just use the spray bottle, and spray all of my clothes. And I mean everything. Underwear, base layers, mid layers, top layers. I even spray my backpack to keep everything off of my backpack. As long as you're not spraying it on skin, and I use latex gloves or non-latex gloves when I'm spraying it to keep it off my skin, because it will irritate your skin when it's wet. Once it's dry, it's fine. No irritations, no hazardous effects to your body, and no scent. So if you're using this for hunting, there's no scent trail that you're leaving with the permethrin on your clothes. So everything I wear camping including my backpack. I even spray the underside of my hammock to keep those skeeters from stinging me through the hammock. I spray my sleeping pad, I'll spray my tent, I'll spray my boots, my socks, everything with permethrin, and I have zero issues with ticks, chiggers, or mosquitoes. I haven't even brought DEET or Picaridin with me out into a camping trip or a hiking trip since I started using this. I haven't needed it. I haven't borrowed it from a friend. I haven't carried it with me. I don't even need it. It works like a champ. I cannot believe how well it works. I do it with my kids to keep the ticks off of them and so they don't have to be bothered by bugs. And we live in Florida, so you know the bugs are an issue here. I never have an issue. This is my #1 camping hack for keeping the bugs away from you. I tell this to everybody. And do it from the concentrate. Otherwise, you'll spend a fortune if you use the Sawyer product. It's a great product, but it's basically the same thing. It's just a mixed down version of the concentrated permethrin. I really hope you got something out of this. I'm telling you, it has made a world of difference in my camping, hiking, and hunting experience, especially when it comes to bugs. Makes you so much more comfortable. You don't have a bunch of nasty chemicals on your skin or your body. No ill effects, no scent trail to carry with you hunting. It's the best of all worlds. Go out and get yourself some permethrin concentrate, mix it down into a spray bottle, and you will have no problems with bugs on your next camping or hunting trip.